She's also a published author. Her extensive educational background covers areas of natural health, psychology, depression and anxiety disorders, brain function, personality types, psychoneuroimmunology, and deaf studies. For years, she's been speaking on topics related to improving all areas of life by understanding the brain-personality connection. She presents a blend of science and psychology that will blow your mind. And I was able to attend Julie's life-transforming, mind-blowing weekend a week ago, and I have to tell you, it lived up to its name. Julie Anderson.
Okay, so everybody wants success, right? Yeah. The best way to get success is to use what we've been naturally given, and that's our brain. But before that, let me ask everybody, could any of you use a little bit extra brain power this afternoon? Sure. All right, one little extra? Okay, here, ready? Catch. Woo! Here's another one. There you go. All right, so it's a little silly way to start off the presentation, but in all honesty, it has some founding in science. How many of you, we get this way, we get into our zone, we're sitting at our computer, and we just kind of start to lose our creativity, right? It starts to wane. Well, here's something to do. Grab a stress ball, go from a sitting to a standing position. That alone will increase the oxygen supply to your brain by 50. Very technical scanning machines has opened a window on the mind that is amazing. And what's so cool about it is that we can boil it down into usable daily information in our lives. We can use our brain to catapult us to success. Brain quadrant dominance. It has to do with the energy expenditure advantage that each individual in this room divided into 4 main quadrants. Those quadrants, according to what we're finding coming out of this field of science, each person in this room has the ability to spend up to 1/100th the amount of energy to work out of that area. Think about that. That's tremendous. 1/100th the amount of energy. So what happens is this naturally becomes part of their personality. It's part of that brain-personality connection. So what you have when you're dealing with people in a business situation is different personality types, right? We want to connect with those personality types on a scientific level. So here's the 4 divisions of the brain. The first division up here that I'm going to talk about is the CEO, brain quadrant dominance. This is over here in the frontal left portion of the brain. This portion of the brain is what we use when we're doing inductive, deductive reasoning. Very logical thinking, goal setting, okay? This is the portion. So that individuals who have this as that brain quadrant dominance, that's in their personality, right? Very fact-based, very logical. Then we have, if you go back to the back left portion of the brain, we have the data sequencer, the time tracker, brain quadrant dominance. These people love details. Why? Because this is the portion of our brain that all of us store details in. But if we're spending 1/100th the amount of energy to work there, then it's naturally going to flow as part of our personality. So very sequential. This is where spelling is housed, by the way. So these individuals are, generally speaking, very good spellers. Okay. We're seeing ones in here. No. Well, I'll tell you. The difference between the right and left side of the brain is that the right side of the brain has many more neural connectors to the limbic system. The limbic system is responsible, or it has a lot of them, a fascia motion center in the brain. So the right brainers tend to display more emotion in their life because they're just more connected, right? So I call this brain quadrant dominance the warm, fuzzy caretaker. These people want harmony, peacekeepers, they love people, they love animals, they love nature. Okay, so keep that in mind. Then we're going to go, to the last brain quadrant dominance, and that is the frontal right, which is the open-minded visionary. This is where a lot of innovation, out-of-the-box thinking happens. A lot of the great inventors are probably frontal rights. They're great at creative problem solving, and they see the big picture, not necessarily the minute details. So here's the case. Hey, Kelli, Karen, I'm sorry.
Detail.
Which is not my baby, by the way. You should figure that out. The CEO, she's the CEO of Brain Quadrant Dominance, and I'm the warm, fuzzy caretaker. So I'm meeting with her in a business meeting, and I'm saying to her, oh, Karen, we are going to have so much fun in our business venture together. I am going to create such harmony and feng shui in your business, it will just blow your mind. It will be amazing for you. I lost her at the word fun. Right? Right? She's gone. She doesn't want to have fun. She wants the bottom line. She wants to know how much money, what's the percentage of increase. She wants the facts and figures. As we brainstorm about your business, we need to do business together. You know why? Because I'm going to put you on the map everywhere. You're going to be a household name. Did I lose her?
Yes.
Totally. She wants to know the details, right? She wants to know what are the sequential steps that my business is going to create for her that's going to lead her business on that success. Connection. One is the brain gender. Do we have a few men in the room? We have a few XY chromosomes in the room, right? There's a few over here. Well, guess what? There's definitely a difference, right? Women, there's many of them. But one that I'd like to put out is on average women speak 4 times as many words per day as men. So if I'm meeting with a man and I am trying to build a partnership or a business relationship with him, and he can't get a word in edgewise because for every one of his words I'm going to use 4, am I going to lose him? Yes. Then there's also introversion, extroversion levels. I, needless to say, I'm a little bit of an extrovert, right? So if I'm over there at my table and an introvert comes up to me and wants one little bit of information, and I just go, all right, I got it all for you. And I just bombard her with all of this extra stimulus. Her particular activating system is going to kick into gear, and guess what? She's going to run for the door, okay? So I got to match that. I got to pay attention to individuals' brain-personality connection. They talked about this a little bit earlier, auditory, visual, kinesthetic. I know that at least 50% of the individuals in this room are going to be visual communicators. Their brain's going to need the pictures, so I always have pictures or overheads with pictures, right? You gotta think about the way their brain, what is their brain language? How do we communicate with them? One very important point, and this is on the immune system. 20 years ago, I studied psychoneuroimmunology, and this is how the immune system is undeniably connected to your emotions. So ultimately, if you have a negative emotional tone, a negative emotional base, perhaps because you're not living in your natural brain quadrant dominance, you're spending up to 100 times as much energy for every task you do every day. Your emotions are going to be low, and what's going to happen to your immune system? It's going to go down. Literally, can reduce the amount of white blood cells. You get swallowed up by your brain, you can get crushed by your brain, you can beat your brain and try to control it. It doesn't work. Or you can learn about your brain, understand it, make peace with it, and work together to make your life even awesomer.